I'm here at the Outdoor Retailer Show where brands announce new gear for the following year. It's spring 2023 right now, and I'm at the show trying to find the best new gear that's going to be announced next year in 2024. There's a lot of cool brands here. I know Soto's here, GSI's here, Enlightened Equipment. I'm going to be talking to all those brands and then sharing with you guys the best new gear that's going to be coming out next year. So I've spent 2 days combing the show floor, trying to find the best new gear that's going to be coming out in the future for you guys. So you get a little bit of a sneak peek at what's going to be coming down the pipe. I'm not sure I'm allowed to share everything that I heard and that I talked about with people, but you know what they say, it's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission. The first items are some new titanium pots from Soto. They have a 750 milliliter version and a 1100 milliliter version. This is, I think, $46. The other one's $42. They're very lightweight, made with really high grade titanium. Excited to try them out, especially with the little pot gripper and then the lid that's made to integrate with that pot gripper. The second item are titanium trekking poles from Compradel. I asked them what the big deal about titanium is, and they said that the big thing is that they are more durable and less expensive than carbon fiber poles. They cost a little bit more than aluminum poles, so they kind of slot in between aluminum poles and carbon fiber poles for both weight and price. They have 4-section versions as well as fixed length, so a lot of different options for people out there, and they're going to be getting released in February of 2024. I've always loved Compradel poles. They're the poles that I use on a day-to-day basis, so hopefully I can get a pair and try them out. Something that I was not expecting was some new food from a brand that I was actually going to be excited about. I'm here at the ReadyWise booth, and they're releasing some new meals in the summer of 2023. And what's really cool about them is they partnered with the big trail organizations as well as some pro athletes. So the proceeds from every sale go towards the AT, CDT, PCT, as well as planting trees with the One Tree Planted organization. I've tried some of the meals. They're really good, and I'm excited to keep trying them and try all of them that are being released. They had a bunch of samples at the shows, and I tried them, and they're very good. The big thing that they say differentiates them from other freeze-dried meals is that they cook the entire meal together and then freeze-dry that, as opposed to freeze drying individual items and then combining it after the fact. So you get a much better flavor profile with the system that ReadyWise is doing with their Pro line compared to some other ways of doing it. Flextail has a new portable ice machine. You may have seen me using Flextail tiny pumps on my channel a lot. It's my favorite way to inflate a sleeping pad, but this new ice machine is kind of interesting. See, it's very small. It's not lightweight, but it is battery powered. You get 12 ice cubes per 5 minutes, and per charge, you can make up to 500 ice cubes. So you get quite a few ice cubes out of this. If you're on a longer trip where a cooler isn't going to be able to keep your ice cold for that entire time, then maybe this little ice machine is worthwhile. I'm at the Nikwax booth here where they're releasing a new DWR that's meant for industrial use. This is for brands like Outdoor Research, RAB, to incorporate into their products during the manufacturing process. And what's really cool about this new DWR treatment that they're releasing is that it's PFAS free. So currently C6 DWR is what's being used for DWR treatments, which has PFAS in it. The new treatment from Nikwax, no PFAS, and that's a very good thing for the environment and something very exciting that's coming down the pipe. Nikwax partnered with Outdoor Research for the initial launch of some products, which should be getting released in fall of 2023. The product is called Nikwax Direct Dry, and it should be equally as performative as the C6 DWR that's currently used, which is pretty cool. I thought we'd lose a little bit of performance when we went from C8 DWR treatments to C6 DWR treatments. We did lose some performance, but with this one, apparently no performance loss, which is really cool. It's also quite durable. After 20 washes, it maintains 80% of its performance. And then if you wash it with Nikwax treatments, it's going to revive that DWR, no problem. The last 2 items are the ones that I'm most excited about. They're new products that I've seen one of them before. The other one I didn't even get to see. I just kind of heard about, but is really, really exciting. Let's go over that first one. It's from Scody, and it's a portable stove, barbecue, kind of all-in-one system. You can bake with it as an oven. It runs off of propane or isobutane, depending on whether you have an adapter. But it's a cool little portable stove that I'm really excited to take on my canoe trips. A lot of the time, I'm bringing big, clunky, heavy Coleman stoves and stuff like that. They take up a lot of space, and they're not as versatile as this Scody stove. So I'm really excited to try it out. I think it's gonna be a game changer for me, especially for cooking things like hamburgers, steaks, hot dogs while I'm out on my canoe trips. I'll also probably bring it on car camping trips just because of how versatile it is. I think I'll be able to cook a lot better meals compared to when I'm bringing my Coleman stove. And this last item, it's a sleeping pad that has an R value of over 8. So that's going to be insanely warm during winter conditions. It has a top that looks like it's going to be very comfortable. And then it weighs the same as an Xtherm, Thermarest Xtherm, about the same as an Xtherm. The exact numbers are not dialed in yet, but that's going to be an insane sleeping pad. It's going to be coming from Nemo, so they're going to be updating their Tensor line with a Tensor Extreme. There are also going to be a couple other models in the Tensor line. There's going to be a 5.4 kind of all season one, and then a 2.8, I think, something in the two for R value, kind of summer season sleeping pad that's probably gonna be insanely lightweight. This new winter specific one with an R value over 8 is supposed to launch this fall. Hopefully I can get my hands on it for that first snowfall, get it on some trips, get testing in the Canadian winter, because who's better to test a sleeping pad with an R value of 8 than someone from Canada? Go check out this video if you want to see the best and worst gear from Outdoor Retailer. It's gear that's not necessarily new, but is very cool, and then some that's just weird and kind of terrible. People out there, they're innovating, but sometimes maybe not in the right direction.